Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of building a yacht video. So in part 1 we kind of had the base hull shape done, and we were trying to decide whether or not to go for a sports cruiser style or a flybridge style. While we were in between episodes, I kind of decided on a sports cruiser style. So all I've done here is I've raised the roof line by 1. We're going to bust out all this middle part here, and then I put a bar here for I've put a bar here for all of this is where all the satellite equipment would go, navigation equipment, all that kind of thing. So to get a good look at that, it goes so we've raised this all the way back, and then it just goes 2 slabs. This one continues into a block, and then it just goes across with a cross beam there. So the benefit here is raising this, we can get a bit more headroom inside the cockpit area and saloon area, which is really handy because headroom is hard to come by when building these boats in this kind of scale. So we want to kind of round that off. It looks a little bit low, but not much we can do about that. And then we're going to put in, we're going to toggle the downfall first. We're going to put in our stained glass windows. I think that might be all that we're going to keep it at right now. We might add a bit more to it. I'm thinking potentially using iron doors, just as kind of side pieces here to make it look like there's a bit of structure. Whoa. Yeah, so I kind of like that. I think I'm going to keep it for now. Oh, pulling off again. So that's how we're going to keep this for now. We got the back piece above the back area, the lounge area. So first things first, we need to put a seating area here. Most ships, or yachts rather, would have kind of a dining area type thing at the back, and then they might have the ice maker or barbecue, just kind of fancy equipment that would go here. So I'm going to play around and see what I come up with, and then I'll jump to when that's done. Okay, so I've settled on a seating area here. Now I said I'd try and keep this 100% vanilla doable, so I've kept to that. So I've just gone for the string here and here. This is an end rod, carpet on top. We've got the slabs all along here, and this is just a dark oak trapdoor. I'm not a huge fan of the brown, but there wasn't a better option that I could find. So that's what we're going with here for a seating area. And then I'm going to play around and see what I can do for kind of facilities here. Okay, so I in the end went for a dispenser with a jungle wood trapdoor and a pressure plate on top. That kind of looks like an ice maker type deal. At least it does in my imagination. And then we have a shulker box here. It's a grey shulker box with a pressure plate on top, and that's supposed to be kind of grilled barbecue type thing. But really, it could be anything you want, just to make it look like it's a bit of catering for the social area back here. So then we need to think about what we're going to be doing on the inside here. So as we can see, we've gained ourselves a bit of headroom here, so 2.5 blocks for the most part. Now something I do want to do is a large skylight, so that is going to lose us some of that headroom that we just got, but I think it's worth it because it's really going to add a lot of light to the room. So I'm just going to use regular glass, I think, for that, just to really let as much light in as possible, and then maybe. Can't decide if we want to put, yeah, I think that kind of works nicely. So we do lose a bit of headroom as we get forward, but it should light up the area really nicely. So we're gonna cover the floors. Cover the floors in birch slab. I'll just skip to when that's done, so that you don't have to watch all of that happen. Okay, so now we can see kind of the area that we've got for our saloon. It's a pretty decent size, to be honest with you. It doesn't look big in terms of other Minecraft builds, but in terms of these yachts, this is plenty. We should be able to do something nice. The floor I'm not a huge fan of, but we need to use something that's got slabs for the most part. Where the walls go downstairs, we can use full blocks to kind of detail the floor. I'll get into kind of what I mean by that later, but I'm thinking stripped wood for kind of details. We'll see what we can do with that. So to start, we need a kind of couch area. I'd usually use beds, but that would be cheating with World Edit, so I'll see what I can come up with in vanilla, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so I did cheat a little bit. I used beds. If you're not in vanilla, you can just use these slabs, and I'll make a perfectly decent couch. But I just like the beds to look a bit more couch-like. So I just place them, then move it back, and then you have a nice couch seat. So we need to figure out kind of the rest of the layout here. So the cockpit's got to go right here. That's where it'll always go on a boat. So for that, I'm just going to use black wool to kind of make the dashboard. Probably just go 2 blocks like that. And then we need a chair. So we can use these, or we can use something more imaginative. I don't really know what's better. We can try with I guess we can try with these. Nah, I don't like how that looks. Okay, so I've gone with these slabs and then a backer to them. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the wood trapdoor, but it is what it is. We're just going to put a lever, something like that, to make it look a bit cockpity, and then we'll just put some buttons, and then there you go. Beautiful cockpit. Okay, so now we need to move on to the galley. So the galley is the kitchen on a boat, so we need some essential kitchen things there first. So that would be kind of a sink, which we're going to use a hopper for, or we could use a cauldron. Maybe a cauldron would work better. Find one. There it is. And then we're going to use just something that can double as an oven. Maybe a blast furnace would look nicer. There we go. That's a smoker. Blast furnace. There we go. Cool. And then we're going to use something to put on top of the stove. And then we need something to use as worktops as well. So we could continue kind of with this grey theme that we've got going on. I'm not necessarily a fan of that idea. I might have a play around. First thing I am going to do though is I'm going to carpet this area, just because I'm not liking the wood. So if we just put a rug there, that kind of opens it up, looks a bit nicer, and then we can move on to the kitchen here. So I'll jump cut to when I've got a kitchen kind of sorted out, and then I'll cover what I did. Okay, so for the kitchen, it's just very basic. I've just used light grey concrete with carpet on top. I've kind of carpeted this area just because I don't like the birch, but I'm actually not a fan of how that looks, so I'm just going to get rid of that real quick and probably put in light carpet here. So then we just use the blast furnace with the pressure plate on top as kind of a grill, and then we have the cauldron here as a sink. So that works nicely for just a small galley in the front. You could do a galley aft layout, which is more common in some boats nowadays, where you'll get the galley at the back and a kind of dining area here, and then a social area up forward. It's just kind of harder to squeeze in space-wise in Minecraft anyway, so I've gone for a forward galley, but you can really play around with the layout, make it your own. Nothing to here is very complicated. So yeah, just do whatever you want. Staircase, now that is the next obstacle. I've kind of left a space here where a staircase can go, but we don't want to cut off too much room, because this is where we want to put the VIP cabin. So we have to be careful there, and also we still want this to be kind of accessible along with here. We don't want people falling down the stairs, so we'll see what we can do. I think we have to use birch stairs for the way down. Not much we can really do to change that, so I'll figure out a way to, there we are, get that kind of going. So if we go here, we're gonna have to put a wall here. That leaves a bit of room, not heaps of room though. I'm not a huge fan of how the layout would look with that, so what I might try and do is turn or curve the stairs so that you kind of end up here. Okay, so to fix the issue, I'm moving the stairs 1 block forward, which actually helps the cockpit out a lot. It doesn't really help anything else out though, but we'll end up here. So this means that our hallway, I'm not a huge fan of how this makes the layout, but it means our hallway is going to be kind of along this side. That just adds more room for en-suites is basically what I'm thinking with that. So I'm going to do that. And I can't move because of this, so I'm just going to put that there to cheat a little bit, and then I can't move from that, so you do have to hold shift to get through. Oh, I still can't get through. Okay, so I've had to kind of play around a little bit to get it to work. What I ended up doing is this is just a slab. You do have to hold shift to get under it, but we're just going to ignore that because don't have enough room to do anything else right now. So kind of have to start thinking about the interior layout of this, so I'm just going to square these off for now. Maybe do it like this so the gaps are showing, and then we'll see if we can do anything to make that usable space, like maybe a white piece of furnishing that makes that. Otherwise we have to put a whole line of blocks there and then we lose all that space. So I'm going to leave it like this for now, and see what we can do for the VIP cabin, which will be here. So first things first, we want to start doing some floor plans. So I'm going to put a wall like that. We're going to probably have I think a 2-block hallway we're going to try and go with. And then we're going to have to cover up the staircase. So I'm going to try and put, I'd really like a bathroom that's kind of accessible by everyone. So day heads in here and an ensuite. So I'm wondering if there's room to do both. I don't think there is, so it might have to be like a double access one. You get these where you can lock them off in the night so that the cabin can access them, but during the day they're kind of accessible to everyone. So first things first, I'm going to light this place up because I really need to see what I'm doing. Cool. So the master cabin is going to go right at the back. So that's going to be full beam, as they'd say. So we're probably going to want an ensuite probably along the back. We'll see if we can do that as an ensuite. And then the bedroom. The bedroom could feasibly be this big. That'd be kind of massive. I think I'm going to try and put another cabin in. Just a very little cabin like that. And then master cabin being like that. So we're gonna see if we can get this to work. We're gonna put must be night outside. Oh, it's raining and night. Great. So this whole place is lit up now. We're not gonna use quartz for the walls, I don't think. It's just gonna look very white and very boring. Oh, it's thundering too. I'm gonna just clear the weather real quick. Okay, so I made one small change. Is I've given up a little bit of room here to widen what will be a cabin here. I'm really praying that there's enough room to make a bathroom out of that. They're going to be very compact bathrooms, but we'll find out right now. So we're going to put the wall up to here. This is going to be the most headroom out of anywhere in the boat, the VIP cabin, and we get nicely that skylight we put in, giving a bit of room to the place, a bit of light to the place, not room. So we really need to figure out a wall material. I'm thinking. I'm really a big fan of the stripped woods, so actually I'm going to use, there we go, because it keeps it light, but it also just looks a bit more classy than using quartz, so we're going to do that, and then that'll give us a bit of, or it won't give us variety here, but for the other walls it'll give us a bit of variety of material on top as long as we can keep it relatively symmetrical, which maybe we won't be able to in hindsight. We'll be able to do it for across here, so we're going to do that right now. And then we want to break this piece. Okay, so this piece is, the grain is placed wrong, so we're just going to change that. There we go. So now we can start to see this coming together. It looks kind of nice with the birch already there. So we're going to put another birch wall in here. That'll kind of blend these where this isn't blended right now. Is this the middle of the boat? No. Okay, so it's still going on and making walls on the interior, really lighting this up. I'm going to just set it to day. Cool, that's a bit more light. Really trying to make sure all the grains are the same on the wood, because it just looks kind of bad if they're not. Cool, so I think first room we're going to do is going to be this, the VIP cabin. So we just want a bed at the back. So for that we're just going to get... I think we could get light grey wool, and we're going to get snow. That's going to be our pillow. So you just want to make it a decent length. I think that's a good length. And then we're just going to... There we go. There's our bed. We want to have some sort of nightstand or something here. If we can make it white, that's great, because then we can cover up this here and it won't show from the exterior. It doesn't have to be the same white as the rest of the quartz potentially. We'll have to see how that looks from the outside. I'm really hoping that it looks good. And then we're gonna just put some nice sort of decorations on there. So maybe look for I'm gonna look for some coral here that might work as a lamp. So I realized I can do that without world edit on an end rod, so we're just going to use it as kind of like a, I don't know, it could be almost a fruit bowl type thing without any fruit in it, and then we are going to have to put some sort of lighting fixture on the other end, just to make sure that that there is some light in the room. So we might just put an end rod there, and since I can't put anything on it to make it look that nice in vanilla, I am just going to cheat a little bit with world edit, and maybe put a plant pot on top. Cool. So that's how it's going to look for us. It's raining again. If you're in vanilla, just use a torch or something, to be honest. It's not going to make a huge difference. So this wall here we're going to clear. Okay, so we just cleared the weather. This wall here, I think so we can change that to a bit of, I can't do that one though. A bit of birch just to change the colors around a little bit, and then I think we are going to have to lose this wall, which is going to make it a bit of a tight entrance, but overall I think we've got a nice cabin here. We're going to do something with the floor just to break it up from all the white. We don't want to necessarily use the same grey, but I'm thinking maybe a darker grey carpet for the front. And then, I don't know if you want to do like a picture frame here, or maybe if you use glass panes, kind of make a bit of a TV, I guess, like that. Watch a bit of TV while you're in bed. Oh, and we broke the snow. That's great. Oh, of course we broke the snow. It's gonna melt. I'm too used to playing with other plugins. Cool. So we're gonna go into the bathroom now. So this is gonna be ensuite to the VIP rather. But then it's also just going to serve as the main day heads for the during the day. So one thing I just realized is I didn't put in windows here, so we're actually going to do that right now, because you'd want more than a skylight. Okay, so I've just put in 2 long windows at the front. I am just going to check to see how that looks on the outside, because you don't want to go too far with something and then realize that it's noticeably bad from the outside. So that's how it looks. So we can see right now the where we put the tables by the side of the bed, but I don't think it's hugely noticeable, especially because this is going to be waterline right here, so you're not really going to be able to see that when it's in the water. Okay, so now we're going to try and squeeze a bathroom into here, and it is going to be a real squeeze. So first things first, I think I'm going to shake it up and use stripped oak for the walls in here, just to give a bit of variety without changing the color palette too drastically. For the top, I'm not sure what's above this. Still not sure what's above this. Okay, so this is where the cockpit chairs go. So what I'm thinking, I'm thinking that we're going to have to use birch planks for the top piece, but that's okay. It doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Just looking like that. You just want to keep a bit of variety in materials so it doesn't all just kind of blend into one. I think we're going to have to use birch still for this bit, and then we'll use... There we go. So now it's our whole floor plan. So we have one cabin done. There'll be a bathroom in here. Still not 100% sure how that's going to fit. There'll be a squeeze. We're going to have another cabin in here, and then this is going to be the master cabin and ensuite right here. Okay, so back to the kind of day head / ensuite. So we want to put a shower in, we want to put a toilet in, and we want to put a sink in, as well as doors. We're going to use doors, in fact. We're going to do doors right now. Really, there should be doors for all these cabins, but I do worry that it'll look a bit too cramped. Let's see what an acacia door looks like. I'm not expecting it to look good. Yeah, just too red. Okay, so we're using birch doors for these. I'm not a huge fan of how they look, but in vanilla, that's about as good as you're going to get. So, this is our space on the inside. It looks a little bit crazy, I'll admit, for sure. We're going to do that to kind of clean it up as much as we can do. So, in here we need a shower, which I'm thinking is going to go in this corner right here. I don't see any other use for it. So for a shower, it's just kind of cheap, especially because it's so low down. In fact, any way that we can. There is maybe a way. Or not really. Huh. Yeah, so the shower is going to look a little bit silly because it's so low down, but there's not a whole lot that we can do about that. And then I'm going to try and fit it in. Really is going to be a challenge, but you know what, I don't think that that's going to fit. There's a resource pack I would use which turns acacia trapdoors into glass, but I think we're just going to have to use acacia trapdoors anyway. And that's our kind of shower cubicle right there. So that is I'll be the first to admit, not a great looking shower cubicle, but it's what we got. We're going to love it and roll with it for the rest of it. So now we need to figure out where we're going to put a sink and a toilet, and I'm really struggling to figure that out myself, because you're going to block a door, I think, no matter where you put things. You got kind of these 3 blocks here to work with, where you're not going to be blocking stuff. So I think sink's going to have to be 2 blocks there and a toilet there. This isn't particularly a realistic layout of a bathroom, but I guess you got to just go with what you got. As I said, Minecraft blocks are very, very large in comparison to walls inside actual yachts, which causes for some concessions, I guess, when furnishing. So we're going to again use, I think, a cauldron for our sink. I think we might put that there, and then we can kind of put there we go, worktop there. We want to use tap, and then there you go. It's kind of a toilet, sink. Yeah, this isn't the best looking bathroom, but it's what we can do with the blocks we have. Okay, so we want to do the windows in this area now, and then we want to make sure that it's symmetrical into the hallway. Hopefully that removes the need for having a light. And this goes here and here. There we go. So now we have kind of a bathroom, a very cramped bathroom that then leads into our VIP cabin here. So moving back, the hallway widens up a bit, and we have our guest cabin in here. So this definitely needs window. I think I'm going to try and put window along all the way here. And then we just want a simple bed. So I think again we're gonna keep using our lighter wool. I'm gonna just put it along the side right there, and then we want snow for the pillow. So you can now see kind of coming in. It's just a bit cramped, but honestly, it's not too bad for as things go. So we're gonna use some kind of bedside table again. I think I might make it the same as the last one, and then a similar light source just to keep it fresh. So, or no, we don't have room for that. Never mind. We're gonna just go for the coral kind of bowl, I guess. There we go. So for the floor, I think we're gonna go for the carpeted dark gray again. Just keep with the gray theme, but yeah. So there we go. There's the interior. We're gonna grab a door again, just put it there. So now we have that'll be cabin number 3. And then we can start working on the master cabin, which is huge in comparison to all the others. This wall right here we're gonna have to do something with. I think maybe we want to see if we can get something a bit fancier than or I guess we can go for a different wood. There we go. We'll go for the stripped oak. And then we'll put, I think we might try and put an entrance at both. No, we're going to have to use one of these as a shower cubicle at the back, and then we're going to make the entrance at this side here. Cool. So this is going to need a light in it for sure, so we're going to I think we might just put an end rod. No, we're not going to put an end rod. We might resort to torches. Or lanterns, I forgot they exist. We're just going to put a lantern for now. I might try and use a lighting fixture for that. Okay, so now onto the base layout of this room. Obviously we want some windows, so I think we might not go too heavy on the windows. Just kind of one there, We want to have a very luxurious bed for sure. If you're the owner of this boat, you'd want to be flexing your bed like crazy, so maybe something like that. Ideally, we'd like it to be a block longer, but what you gonna do? There you go. It's a nice wide bed. We're gonna get the same bedside tables as we've been using throughout, just because it looks consistent when you're going through. So we're just gonna put whoop, wrong thing. There we go. One of those on each side. I can hear a bat somewhere, and that's gonna bother me. I do not know where it is. Cool. So I think we want to have some sort of worktop. Probably not on this side, but on this side we want one. So we've got what, birch wall, oak wall, so something wooden. Maybe do we want to introduce spruce to it? Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Put some spruce and we'll just pop a lantern on that. Keep the place light. We need to do something with the floors. Whether that be... Well, I think it's going to have to be a carpet unless we want to change what the bottom of the boat looks like, but that'll bother me knowing that happened. So I think we're just going to go with the same as usual. This dark grey. Obviously, if you don't like any of these color choices, there's not a whole lot of thought going into them. I'll be real. So feel free to make changes to yours. That's what I'm doing for mine. And then we're going to go to the back, very back of the boat, and this is where our ensuite's going to go. So shower cubicle, again, it's going to be a little bit bad, the same as the last one that we just made, because the 2.5 blocks really makes it look weird for a shower, because you couldn't fit your head under that, but I can't put anything higher. In this case, I think we're going to block it off with glass, so it looks like an actual glass cubicle. There we go. So then we need a toilet and a sink. So we got room for that here. It's gonna be a bit cramped. Everything's a bit cramped in these boats. So we're just gonna put the same toilet design as we did before. It's a little bit of a cop out, but it looks cleaner and takes up less space than most other Minecraft toilet designs. And then we're gonna go cauldron, and I think we're gonna use this worktop again. Oh, and it's thundering. And we're just gonna put a lantern on top. Okay, so here's our ensuite in the back, and then I don't know what we want for the floor. Like, yeah, maybe white carpet. So I think one thing I do want to change is I'm going to put a window here on both sides, which is going to mean that there's a window in the shower cubicle, but we're just going to move the shower around to there. There we go. Cool. No one's going to see you when you're out at sea. And then we just need a couple more of these doors. I think this might just be open the whole way around. So this needs a door in here, so we're gonna put the door right there, which then means we want carpet up to here. And then we just need to figure out a lighting fixture for this kind of bit, which I'm thinking we might put a kind of desk area, or not desk, but a worktop here. We can just put a lantern. And then I'm going to keep the floor consistent the whole way through with the carpet. That's actually really cramping it up, so I'm going to remove that. And I think it might just have to stay unlit. So now we really are just onto the finishing touches of the boat. So that's what it looks like on the outside. And on the interior we have a fully furnished, although we do have to fix this bit that I forgot about, fully furnished the saloon area. We've got a galley, we have a cockpit, we have a staircase which takes us down into the main hallway. We have our VIP cabin up the front, which has ensuite access to the dayhead bathroom. This then leads to cabin number 3. And then at the very back we have the master cabin, which is full beam with its own private ensuite. So, all that we now have to do is, I like to put a little bit of detailing just along the side of it, on the exterior, just to join up the windows with a bit of black, and it breaks up some of the white. So I'm just gonna switch, get some black wool out, and then we'll play around with that. Okay, so there we go. It's just got a black streak along it at waterline, or just above waterline rather. And otherwise that's it, completely done. I did just notice one detail I forgot actually. We have not done anything with our satellite and everything like that. So we're just going to put some details on there. Just some kind of end rods, levers, anything that's going to make it look kind of techy. There you go. And that would cover all of the navigation, sonar, sorry, internet, anything like that on the boat while you're at sea. So there we go. That's kind of the full exterior. I'm going to put it in the water so that you can kind of take a better look at it there, and then I'll turn on shaders and we can get a real good look.